School owner turns herself in after police issues a warrant for her arrest on allegations she physically abused a child. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Piñate.
And I'm Chad Mira. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. Last night, we received a photo of a woman believed to be Kathy Casto holding the student by the neck. We can't release that picture taken inside Bentonville's Bright Beginnings preschool because it's still part of an active investigation. Bentonville police say Casto turned herself in this morning on a second-degree assault warrant issued last night. The misdemeanor is punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Casto has been released and has a court date pending.
Department of Human Services investigators tell us they have been looking into several accusations against Bright Beginnings. 5 complaints have been filed this year alone. 3 cited children left unsupervised. 1 was a complaint of a child being injured, and another reported inadequate floor space. Bright Beginnings relinquished its license last night, and DHS says workers are helping parents find new programs. For a closer look at how the Department of Human Services requires preschools to match staff numbers to child numbers, head to our website, nwahomepage.com.
On the at 5 tonight, a woman who filed sexual harassment claims against a former Fayetteville superintendent has reached a $75,000 settlement with the school district.
That's according to district spokesperson Alan Wilborn. Shaylin Newman filed a sexual harassment complaint against Dr. Matthew Wendt in March of last year, which ultimately led to Wendt's firing in June 2018. The school district says the payout will not affect school funding, saying in part, the settlement agreement is funded solely by the insurance carrier. The settlement agreement does not require the expenditure of any funds of Fayetteville Public Schools.
In November, a Washington County Circuit judge dismissed a lawsuit by Wendt claiming defamation against Newman. He sought $850,000 in damages stemming from his alleged inability to find gainful employment. To see more on the lawsuit and KNWA's past stories on Wendt's termination, just head to our news app. This isn't the only personnel issue the Fayetteville Public School District has dealt with this past year. 46-year-old Dr. Mark Osterly was charged with 3 felonies for second-degree sexual assault in May after he was accused of sexually assaulting 3 female students in 2015. Osterly resigned in late March from his role as Executive Director of Secondary Education. He's expected back in court on Monday.
In continuing coverage, hundreds of medical marijuana patients filled their prescriptions yesterday during the soft opening of Bentonville's first dispensary. Roger Song, co-owner of the Relief Center, says 300 people bought medical marijuana, selling 8.6 pounds of product, making it the second largest opening so far in Arkansas. The dispensary is the 7th to open in the state. Right now, the only people allowed inside the Relief Center are medical marijuana card holders. The center's grand opening is tomorrow morning at 8. For continuing coverage of Northwest Arkansas's first dispensary, tune in tomorrow morning on KNWA Today. That's at 5 and 6 a.m.
In Arkansas, more than 600 pounds of product have been sold across the 6 operating facilities, with the exception of the Relief Center. That's since the first dispensary opened back in May. That's about $4.1 million in total sales. Scott Hardin with the Department of Alcohol, Beverage Control and Prevention says he expects the amount to continue growing now that Northwest Arkansas has its first dispensary up and running.
In more local news, a new facility opens to boost Tyson Foods' automation and robotics efforts in food production. The Tyson Manufacturing Automation Center officially opened in downtown Springdale today. The goal is to develop new technology to improve efficiency and workplace safety. It will also serve as a location for team member training.
But really, it's about the development of those innovative solutions and training people to make sure we can provide a solution that helps our team members in the field.
In the last 5 years, Tyson has invested over $215 million in automation and robotics.
In the River Valley, 3 Greenwood teenagers are being called heroes for their quick thinking when every second marked the difference between life and death. KNWA's Lauren Craycaw shows us how these Good Samaritans helped save a life.
It was a normal day for Lanny Bowers, spending time taking care of his truck. But that all changed the moment his blood sugar dropped in the peak of summer heat.
You don't usually enjoy waking up to strange faces, but I was that day.
Type 1 diabetes that he's had for more than 50 years almost claimed his life on July 26.
3 young men see me laying on the ground by my truck over here, and they turned around and come back to check on me.
LD Richmond, Hank Moses, and Justin Hawkins happened to drive by, noticed Bowers, and decided to turn around.
And then we came up here and tapped on him, asked if he was all right. He was not moving at all. So then we got up close and started shaking him a little bit, and he opened his eyes.
The boys called EMS and helped Bowers get into his chair until help arrived.
After weeks of trying to find the three boys who helped save her husband's life, Stephanie Bowers and Lanty Bowers got to thank them in person after finding them on social media.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yes, sir.
Glad y'all stopped.
The boys never thought they would be in the limelight for something they say should be second nature.
Always make sure that someone's okay, even if you don't know what's happening.
Greenwood's mayor gave the teens a certificate of recognition for a random act of kindness earlier this week. In Greenwood, Lauren Craycall, KNWA, Northwest Arkansas News.
A great story, Lauren. Thank you. Looking ahead to the start of the school year, all you parents may be looking for ways to fuel your kids. We're all busy, so the easier it is to get snacks ready, the better. Dietitians suggest looking for foods that are nutrient dense without a lot of calories, have 5 ingredients or less, and are fun, like ants on a log. I remember making those. I loved them as a kid. Local registered dietitian Travis Eden says it's best to avoid foods loaded with sugar.
If we grow up eating like donuts and highly processed sugary items, then that's going to trick the brain and make you want to eat those type of items, and they're not going to want to eat the good veggies.
Dent says these tips can help people thrive in the long run.
Many college students say they don't have access to nutritious food. Researchers from the University of Maryland surveyed nearly 5,000 students. Nearly a fifth said they were concerned about their ability to access healthy food. The students reported either cutting down on portion sizes, finding cheaper food, or even smoking as a way to distract them from being hungry. Minority, international students, and those who are first-generation college students were more likely to suffer from food insecurity. We are close to entering peak hurricane season.
Yet again, and it may be stronger than first predicted. Plus, how one Missouri senator plans to ban addictive social media features. But first, Melissa, are we going to see more rain?
Well, we're dealing with the elements here too, Jennifer. We've got a flash flood watch for the northern part of our area and a heat advisory to our south. What does the weekend hold in store for you? Find out next.
You're watching KNWA News at 5 with Jennifer Pignate, Chad Mira, and Chief Meteorologist Dan Scott. Closed captioning is sponsored by Air Control. Park Hill Clinic, specializing in total health care for women for over 50 years.
One for trash bags. Come on.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Hey, ladies, buy Hefty Ultra Strong at a low price.
Dada.
I wish.
Get Hefty Ultra Strong. Costs less than Glad Force Flex for sold head-to-head.
Want a relaxing pedicure?
Relaxing pedicure? My feet get so dry and cracked, I need serious relief. That's why I use O'Keeffe's for healthy feet. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked feet. Thanks to O'Keeffe's, I got my feet back.
30 amazing years, one amazing showroom. Lighting Emporium is your destination for visual comfort lighting. Visual comfort is the choice of royalty, celebrities, and now all of us. Luxury chandeliers and pendants, detailed task lighting, and amazing lamps. Lighting Emporium Furniture, let us light your home amazing.
Right, Rebel?
Good news, it's back.
Frosted Tips.
Absurdly large shoulder pads.
Saying talk to the hand?
No, the Sensation's back at Zaxby's. Dude.
The Zensation Salad is back, and introducing the new Zensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette, both served with an egg roll. The Zensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal, only at Zaxby's.
A good time is a sure bet.
Indigo Sky Casino, the best destination casino in the area, is doing it again. Over $900,000 in total cash prizes will go in August. Every Friday in August from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., over $56,000 in total cash prizes will go. And Indigo Sky, the area's premier casino and party destination. 900,000 reasons in August to go Indigo Sky Casino, Highway 60 west of Seneca, Missouri.
Indigo Sky Casino.
Friday on KNWA Today. The top local news headlines you need to start your day.
Plus, we'll be at the grand opening of the Northwest Arkansas first medical marijuana dispensary.
It's a wet start to your Friday. How will that affect morning traffic? We'll show you coming up.
Now, your Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist Melissa Hall.
We've been talking about this front all week, and it affected your morning commute, but your evening commute, you can see it's moving along smoothly as from that shot on I-49 at Pinnacle Parkway's Tower. Now, the bulk of the rain stayed to our northwest. It seems like this area in between Wichita and Coffeyville has just been getting hit the last week, 2 weeks with round after round of rain, and we're back in that same pattern. Round after round of rain is going to be possible, not just through the evening, but into tomorrow as well. But those heavier totals staying off to the northwest. Fayetteville Fizzle kicking in again. Not too bad, but we did get a little bit of rain, so you might not have to get out, water your plants. I know my basil has been soaking up that sunshine. I'm glad I don't have to get out and water it today. But this pattern isn't going to be lasting. That's the good news. Your weekend looking fantastic. These cooler temperatures not going to be lasting either, and we are cooler. 10 degrees cooler in Tulsa, a few degrees cooler in the River Valley. Check out Enid, where they got some rain. 32-degree difference between today and yesterday. So that puts us back in the 70s. We were in the 70s last week. How mild it was. Like I said, not going to be lasting. We got some low 80s. And in the River Valley, they actually hit 100 yesterday. Got close to the 90s for Fort Smith, but you know, it's feeling a lot hotter down there thanks to those dew points. Close to 80. Whew. That is some sticky weather. So that upper 80 that you see there in the River Valley actually feels 13 degrees warmer. It feels like it's 101 in Fort Smith. So to the north, we're dealing with flood watches, flash flood watches in our area. And in the south, we're dealing with heat advisories thanks to those temperatures. Now, here's why we have a flash flood watch until tomorrow. You can see that this front is just hanging out. But if you're south of I-40, you're not dealing with it. You're dealing with that heat instead. All that heat being pushed down into the River Valley, causing things to really be steamy. Even though we're getting the rain in northwest Arkansas on and off, all that moisture is still in the River Valley, and it's affecting you by those heat index values. Take a look at future track. The storms aren't just going to go away because the sun sets. It's not some of those daytime pop-up showers that we're used to. It's a front causing this, and that front, well, it's going to be hanging out across the area. So if you're waiting to walk the dog until 8 o'clock thinking that's going to be your safe time, not today. We'll still have that chance for showers and thunderstorms overnight tonight into tomorrow, and we're going to keep those chances, like I said, to start Friday. So meteorologist Rick Catsby, he'll be in early tomorrow morning to get you ready for your morning commute that does look a little bit on the soggy side, and temperatures are going to remain very mild with this. Not a lot of clouds to get that sunshine in and let that heat out. So overnight tonight, well, we don't cool down, and by tomorrow afternoon, we're not really going to warm up. Mid-80s outside, you get some rain. It's going to feel cooler than that, but muggy because of those temperatures. And when I say get some rain, we got quite a bit of rain that we could get, but by Saturday morning, last little round goes out. Saturday afternoon, looking fantastic, but warming up quickly with that sunshine. And that rain in between now and tomorrow, we could see 1 to 2 inches in some of those isolated pockets. Now, this isn't necessarily where that rain's going to set up, but like I said, we do have that flash flooding potential because there's a lot of moisture in our atmosphere. You feel it as soon as you step out. So even if you're not dealing with the rain, you're feeling that humidity and you're dealing with it in a different form. Make sure you have our NWA Weather Authority app. It has something called geo-tracking on it. So if you're out and about trying to maybe get the kids' school supplies wrapped up since they start school next Tuesday or in the middle of next week, well, the good news is our NWA Weather Authority app, if you are out in an area that has flash flooding, and it goes from a watch to a warning, we will push a notification so you and your family know about what's going on with the weather around you. You can stay weather ready. And as you notice, that heat is going to be the big story after that front gets out of here. And once that heat returns, we're looking at some of the hottest temperatures we've seen next week. Those heat advisories going to be back in place because overnight lows, Chad, Jennifer, they're not cooling off. And that's a big part of getting a heat advisory. You just never lose that heat, whether it's overnight, during the day. It is going to be stifling after this front gets out of here. But a nice weekend for the most part. Just starts with a little rain, but turns out beautiful.
Yeah, you know, today A little gloomy, but the temperatures were nice. Able to get out this morning in the 70s. It felt great.
Yeah, it did. The only thing is, even though those temperatures are in the 70s, you're still dealing with that humidity. It's a nice, comfortable temperature on the thermometer, but you feel that atmosphere.
A little sticky out there.
It's sticky. It is, and we're not going to be losing that sticky factor, Jennifer. Even though we will see not so much the rain nonstop, it's going to be sticky nonstop.
Still August.
Absolutely.
All right, Melissa, thank you.
Yeah, well, we're not the only ones who have to watch out for weather. It looks like this year's hurricane season may be stronger than first predicted.
That's right. Seasonal forecasters with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Climate Prediction Center says conditions have changed now that El Nino has ended. On average, the Atlantic hurricane season produces 12 named storms, 6 of which become hurricanes, including 3 major hurricanes. 2 named storms have formed so far. The peak months of the Atlantic hurricane season are August through October. One senator wants to limit your social media time to 30 minutes per day. To me, that sounds crazy. A closer look at the SMART Act next.
Gotta have our Facebook. Plus, when you can take in the sights and sounds of the last Scully Park Summer Concert Series on the season, that's when KNWA News at 5 returns.
Lewis Automotive Group is proud to sponsor KNWA Northwest Arkansas News.
McLarty Daniel is celebrating your freedom to save.
Don't miss the red-hot deals going on right now at McLarty Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Like $16,000 off new 2019 Ram 1500 Bighorns. Visit our showroom or start your deal at McLartyDaniel.com.
I recommend everybody take 4 supplements. Biotech is a company that's right here in Fayetteville. Their products have been used in research with these different affiliates, and that makes me feel really good about recommending their products to my patients.
Often when a doctor refers a patient to hospice, it throws the whole family into a storm. Circle of Life Hospice has the ability to provide a calm to that storm. At Circle of Life, our focus is on living. It's about enabling you to live more fully with comfort from pain and relief from symptoms by providing the highest quality of end-of-life care. More families choose Circle of Life Hospice, the largest hospice provider in Northwest Arkansas. When the time is right, choose Circle of Life.
Got land? Let's build. At Southwest Homes, we make it easy.
Prior to Southwest Homes, we visited with about 17 different home builders. We went with Southwest Homes because they helped us to understand the home building process.
They were with us through the whole step of the way, which has meant a lot to us.
They came out and they just took care of us. We knew this was going to be a lifetime investment. We were making sure who we could trust and go with.
Join FAC in July and you can spend your money twice. Sign up for lessons with our tennis pros. Use it to get back in shape with our personal trainers. You could even sign the kids up for some fun in the sun with our summer swim lessons. So don't wait. Join FAC today.
I was shocked when I walked into FAC because it had everything I needed and more. FAC literally has it all.
Come see the new and improved Fayetteville Athletic Club. Trust me, you're going to want to see this.
McLarty Daniel is celebrating your freedom to save.
Save thousands on your new Jeep at McLarty Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Like $6,000 off new Wranglers or drive new Cherokees starting at $19,985. Start your deal at McLartyDaniel.com.
You're watching KNWA News at 5.
We're all very guilty of doing this, spending too much time on social media. One senator has proposed a law to limit your Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram time to 30 minutes a day.
That's right. It came from Missouri Republican Senator Josh Hawley. Introduced the Social Media Addiction Reduction Technology, or SMART Act, that would ban addictive social media features. KNWA's Anna Wernicke is in Washington with more.
If you ever find yourself mindlessly scrolling through your Facebook feed or taking a deep dive into YouTube's suggested videos, Missouri Republican Senator Josh Hawley says your time is up. Hawley introduced the SMART Act that would ban addictive features on social media platforms like autoplay and infinite scrolling. It would also limit users' time on social media to 30 minutes per day.
He gives you the opportunity to, set that and extend it.
Jeffrey Westling with the R Street Institute says users that want more time would have to opt out of the limits every month.
He's trying to come in and tell social media companies you need to institute all these kind of technical checks on what are or how users can actually use the platform.
Senator Hawley defended his bill at the Young America's Foundation. He says big tech companies profit off of users' addiction to their platforms and need to be held accountable.
If a product is free, you're the one being sold. They're taking your data. They're taking your information without your consent or knowledge.
But Steve Del Bianco with NetChoice says it's not the government's job to change that.
I think there's plenty of evidence that people know how to manage their online time in a way without inviting the government into micromanaging everything they do on the internet.
Wessling agrees this isn't the right solution, but says he supports the bill's call to have the FCC study social media addiction.
I'm not, completely opposed to, looking at that and trying to figure out, why are people using this so much.
So far, Hawley's bill lacks support from any other senators. In Washington, Anna Warnicki, KNWA Northwest Arkansas News.
In other news tonight, one of America's biggest pizza chains is planning to close hundreds of locations.
That tops tonight's consumer news. Pizza Hut is planning to close as many as 500 restaurants. That's across the country. There are currently about 6,000 dine-in Pizza Hut restaurants and more than 1,300 express stores in the U.S. Yum Brands, the parent company of Pizza Hut, says it's shifting the chain strategy to focus on carry-out and delivery. Pizza Hut has more than 18,000 stores worldwide.
Ford Motor Company has issued a safety alert for 2 of its 2020 SUVs. The automaker is recalling nearly 14,000 select 2020 Ford Explorer vehicles and Lincoln Aviators. Ford says the vehicles may be missing the manual park release cover that keeps the vehicle from moving while parked. Additionally, the instrument cluster may still be in factory mode, which disables warning alerts and chimes and doesn't display the gear positions. Dealerships will repair the issues before delivery to customers.
How much rain will we see in the coming days? Meteorologist Melissa Hall joins us with another look at her forecast and that answer when we come back.
Should your kids go to school year-round? Watch Monday at 6 on KNWA News.
It's Furniture Row's 4-day super sale, where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus, shop smart with our 5 years no-interest financing. But hurry, the 4-day super sale ends Monday.
When a bear is chasing you, you take off faster than a toupee in a fan factory. Move that fast to the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event, where for the first time ever, get 20% estimated savings on select Ford SUVs. Plus, earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards. Word to the wise, don't get left behind, because missing this deal on the SUV's #1 in brand loyalty will come back to bite you. Get in or lose out on 20% estimated savings on select Ford SUVs. Plus, earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards.
Cox offers gig speed internet everywhere.
I just downloaded 10 HD movies.
AT&T does not.
I can't get one movie to play.
It's clear that Cox is the better choice. Just like it's clear that the sound guy needs to pay attention.
Unlike AT&T, Cox has 1 gig internet speeds available everywhere. Get Cox internet starting at $19.99 a month for up to 10 megs.
The game of football is about pain. 7 years old until I stopped playing at 31. I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad that those arch supports are in my shoes. If I had known about the Good Feet arch support earlier, I would have more than 1 championship. I would have 2 championship rings.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
It's the 4-day super sale at Denver Mattress. Save big on the Summit Queen, now just $199.99. Or get a free pillow, sheet set, seat cushion, or mattress protector with any Purple mattress purchase. Plus, 5 years no interest. Hurry, the 4-day super sale ends Monday.
Now, your Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist Melissa Hall.
Flood watch for Northwest Arkansas is going to be sticking around through tomorrow. We could see another 1, 2 inches, even some heavier downpours located in that. But if you're getting out to the Alan Jackson concert tonight, it's not going to be too bad, but we could have some of those stray showers still popping up. Those temperatures are going to remain mild, only in the 70s. So expect a few storms to redevelop through the evening. Have your rain gear handy if you're heading out. Now, the rain gear is also going to be necessary for Friday, as that flash flood watch will continue, like I mentioned. Meteorologist meteorologist Rick Catsby will be in tomorrow morning tracking those storms for you. After that, Saturday morning, well, you have a stray shower chance then as well, but by Saturday afternoon, it is going to be perfect. Hot and steamy because it is August, but a very nice afternoon, a good afternoon, or a good weekend rather, for those kids before they head back to school next week. Now, we're going to start the new week with the sunshine. However, we've got another front that's going to be moving in Tuesday into Wednesday. It brings those rain chances not only back into the forecast, but the cooler temperatures back into the forecast as well. In the meantime, though, you're going to need to be taking your heat precautions. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, it's going to be looking very hot. So make sure you're taking your heat precautions by next week.
And if you get a break in the rain, you got to make a break for Gully Park and check out some free music.
Yeah, you don't want to miss that happening today, the last of the 23rd annual Gully Park Summer Concert Series. So grab your lawn chairs and enjoy a mix of folk and rock with the Brian Titus Trio. The concert begins tonight in about half an hour. It's free and food trucks will be on site in case you get hungry. If you missed the top of the show, we have your Just Home headlines next as KNWA News at 5 continues.
And be sure to check us out on social media. You can find, like, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just go online and search for KNWA.
Steak and Shake is proud to sponsor KNWA Northwest Arkansas News.
When you're building your family, you are also building new memories. At LifeSpring, we help create those memories with our ultrasound services. Discover your baby's gender and hear their heartbeat. Experience our 4D ultrasound and leave with photos and a DVD of your visit. LifeSpring Women's Healthcare in Bentonville.
Summer's not stopping or slowing down. So take advantage of all of summer's opportunities with our limited time offers while you still can. Hurry into the Acura Summer Performance event going on now.
Visit Acura Fayetteville for attractive offers on the RDX.
The 2019 Nissan Armada. Intelligence with an attitude.
With zero down payment, lease Armada, just $468 per month.
Lewis Automotive Group in Northwest Arkansas for over 70 years. Visit our website to view current inventory and specials.
Touchdown, Arkansas!
At LifeSpring, meet our team of excellent providers. Doctors Lawrence Schmitz and Todd Hanna, nurse practitioners Lori Oswald and Brandy Alexander, and our new certified nurse midwife, Kelsey Gilly. You are always the top priority at LifeSpring Women's Healthcare.
Keep your home ready for the summer heat. Call Pascal Plumbing and Electric today.
If you're just walking in the door, here are your Just Home headlines. A preschool owner turns herself in after police issue a warrant for her arrest on allegations she physically abused a child.
Bentonville police say Kathy Casto turned herself in this morning on a second-degree assault warrant issued last night. The misdemeanor is punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Casto has been released and has a court date pending.
Shaylin Newman, the woman who filed sexual harassment claims against former Fayetteville Superintendent Dr. Matthew Wendt, has reached a $75,000 settlement with the school district. Newman's sexual harassment complaint in March of last year ultimately led to Wendt's firing in June of 2018. The school district says the payout will not affect school funding. You can see more on these stories tonight in our 6 o'clock show, or just head over to the KNWA News app for the most up-to-date information. Well, that's all our time for this half hour. Thanks for joining us for KNWA News at 5.
We'll see you back here at 6. Have a wonderful evening.